Hello, Acres of Diamonds audience. Welcome back. We are here with Scott Gibbs and DJ Ligori, the co-founders of Acres of Diamonds. And we are here today to talk about Daily Diamond number 36, which is based on a quote provided to us by Nelson Burke. And DJ, you'll share with us who Nelson Burke is in a minute. And his quote was is in the details. Life is in the details by Nelson Burke. Who is Nelson Burke, DJ?
So Nelson and I played football together at Fisher, and Nelson and I believe we even played the same position. So, we got to teach each other how to play a defensive position at Fisher. It's not easy. It's harder than school. And so Nelly gave us this quote, "Life is in the details." And what it made me kind of think about is the importance of the micro idea compared to the macro idea. And what it got me thinking about was I was actually reading an article a couple days ago about the Challenger that had crashed, and fortunately those astronauts who had passed away. And the reason that it had crashed was because of a faulty O-ring, and how it became brittle in the temperature that it was that morning, and then it ended up breaking and some gas had leaked and things like that. And basically the article had explained how these little details had ended up creating such a big impact. And so then it started making me think about different larger pictures of my life. Maybe it's my job, or maybe it's various relationships that I'm in, or maybe it's a hobby that I just started or a hobby that I've been doing for a while. And it made me start to break down the components of each larger picture that basically made up that larger picture. So it's kind of like a puzzle. And so I kind of thought of this little exercise that I think both you and I can do, Scott, and as well as anybody listening. They can think of a hobby, or maybe a job that they're doing, or a relationship that they're in, something important to them, and break it down as if it was a year of time. And from that year, then break it down into months, and then break those months down into weeks, then those weeks into days, and then those days into hours, and those hours into minutes, and then those minutes into seconds. And so basically what it ends up happening is we then end with seconds, but we started with years. And I think that the way that we can kind of view that is all of these small little seconds make up one full year. And we can then apply that idea to one of those larger pictures of our lives. Take your job, for example, break that job down into its next step, then its next, and go all the way down to its smallest point, and realize, all right, that smallest point has led me to this larger picture. And I think what this can help us do is understand what needs to be done right from the beginning in order to achieve that larger picture, or that larger goal. I think it can give us all a little bit better understanding of what we really want and how to get what we actually really want.
Wow, I think that. So I'm curious if that idea just came to you, like in the ether,
Yeah.
in infinite intelligence, or how did you come up with that?
Well, I was kind of thinking of like different scales that you could break something down into. So I was thinking like a target. Like you have a target, you have one ring, and then you have a smaller ring, then you have a smaller ring, then you have a circle. So I was thinking of different scalable timelines that you could have to represent a larger picture. And so I thought of, all right, what is, it's a timeline. Think of time. Think of a full year, then think of a month, then think of a week. So that's kind of how I ended up breaking it down. And I remember in school, I think they called it dimensional analysis or something along those lines, where you had, 1,000 feet, or X amount of feet were in X amount of miles, how many inches were in it, how many centimeters, millimeters. So that's another one that you could use. So that's kind of how I kind of fell into it, you could say, from like the measurement aspect of kind of measuring those details.
Well, the reason I ask is because when you start studying productivity and what the elite performers in life, how they make themselves more productive,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the ways they do it. It's called chunking down. So a lot of us have huge to-do lists, huge projects in front of us. And if we sit there and think about them in the macro, like you described, we
Mhm.
get overwhelmed. We have
Yeah.
no idea how we're going to get from A to B over the next 5 years, right? And I've experienced this multiple times. And
Mhm.
the people that coach me and mentor me and advise me have said, Scott,
Yeah.
relax, just like almost like you did, DJ. Chunk it down from the year to the month to the week to the day to the hour to the minute,
Mhm.
and live in the present.
Yep.
All you have to know is what you need to do next.
Mhm.
That's it.
Mhm.
Just take that next step, and you're going to be fine.
Yes.
So I think I really appreciate it. I had no idea what you were going, how you're going to link the quote back to something for us to talk about, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's really appropriate and helpful for everybody.
Mhm. Yeah. So I challenge people to think about that. Think about something they can chunk down into smaller increments of time.
Awesome, DJ. Thank you so much. Brilliant concept. I appreciate it.
All right.
Blue
Sounds good.
Diamond number 36. Thank you, DJ Ligori.
See you.